David Mehan, you're calling on the administrator to look more closely at a resolution that is before council tonight to do with Ourimbah and the master plan for Ourimbah. What are you calling on the administrator to do?
I'm calling on the administrator to not just accept the staff recommendation, which is that the plan be adopted. What the administrator needs to do is to confirm that a unanimous resolution of council made about the master plan in April last year, which isn't mentioned in the staff report, surprisingly and disappointingly, that resolution still has effect. That's an important resolution. It goes to the heart of the way the Ourimbah community wanted to see the master plan work in practice. It talks about height control and preservation of Ourimbah's heritage and preservation of that feel that Ourimbah is a village rather than a big town centre. So that's an important resolution. It was adopted unanimously by council at the time. So it would be highly improper, highly unprofessional, and I'd go off my nut if staff in any way was seeking to undermine that resolution of council made in April last year. It doesn't matter that those councillors are now suspended. The administrator is not elected. He really doesn't have the authority, in my view, to override that resolution. So if he's going to adopt the master plan as presented before him, he needs to also confirm on the record that the resolution from April last year still has effect and will continue to have effect into the future as part of that master plan. Because the master plan is just the foundation. You've got to do the building rules on top of that and the LEP rules, etc., etc. So it's got a long way to go, but that resolution is key. The elected councillors copped a lot of criticism from a whole bunch of people about not being able to make decisions, about arguing and fighting, and all that got a lot of the media attention. But unfortunately, some of the good things they didn't get attention. This was one of them. They adopted a unanimous decision, and it was moved by a Labor councillor, seconded by a Liberal councillor, to put some clear rules in place for Ourimbah and how the master plan would work. It's a very straightforward resolution. Council staff, in my view, have a professional and a legal obligation to follow that resolution. And I would be very disappointed if the administrator sought to overturn that in any way.
All right. Well, I suppose we'll see what happens this evening at the council meeting. Thanks.
Absolutely. Look, I've been in discussions with council, so I didn't want to put out that statement until today. I'm waiting on a call back from council. They haven't confirmed yet what recommendation or any change to that recommendation that they might be offering in resolution of this problem. So I guess we need to wait until tonight. That's not an ideal outcome. It says a lot about how far council needs to go before it really has the trust of our community.
It's a bit of a remarkable position that a local state member is becoming effectively a default council guardian in this state.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's my job. I'm an elected official, and I guess this is a problem. People whinge a lot about our elected councillors, but they did some good work as well, and they did some good work around Ourimbah, especially Kyle McGregor. And as I said, that resolution was unanimous. So I don't know what it is about the staff that have caused them to ignore what seems like a pretty clear statement from the community and from the elected councillors. That's their job to set policy, and then staff are supposed to follow it. They're not supposed to try and undermine it or forget about it or misplace it. So I've got my fingers crossed. I'm hoping I'll be happy tomorrow. But if there's any undermining of that resolution, then I'll be on the warpath.
All right, Mr. Mehan, thank you very much for speaking with Central Coast Newspapers.